Hello fellas and ladies, back with the TIFF. Still got some more TIFF. We're almost at the finish line, but we still got some more to do. Or you can just stop watching the video altogether. Go on Bite Test Breakdown, link in the description. Go read my article where I review all 50 movies in writing. Gotta hear my stupid voice and see where I rank this movie. Dead last, by the way. I'm going to be reviewing the hotly anticipated movie of the century, Piece by Piece, the newest film from Morgan Neville, who you probably know him as the director of the documentary Won't You Be My Neighbor about Mr. Rogers. A very excellent documentary, by the way. Bro's lost his touch. And this film basically is a documentary about the life and career of Pharrell Williams, the guy who did the Despicable Me songs. It goes over its accomplishments and his successes, and that's it. It's another fucking music documentary about everything good happening, but the new this time is it's in Lego, and that's the new. That's all the new. Yeah, you can tell by my tone, this movie sucks. It sucks. It's garbage. It's bad. Poopy. Blood. Pu. This is genuinely an hour and a half of Pharrell sucking his own dick. How it basically works is a documentary format. It's, they did the interviews, they interviewed people close to him, they did like the reputable research, and then the whole thing is animated with Legos, which they could have used interestingly, but they don't. The Lego doesn't add to anything. It's just mainly a distraction from how basic this is. Like every once in a while, they'll throw some little visual gag at us. They'll be like, "Oh, it's talking about creating something. Well, Frankenstein," and that's about it. It's like small vignettes like that, and that's all the new with the Lego animation. This is a total fluff piece. It's truly Pharrell and other musicians at the interview just going like, they told Pharrell, they can't do that. You can't do that, Pharrell. It's not right. It's not the system wants. And then he just did it. And the entire time I'm like, did what? I don't want an hour and a half of just some guy succeeding. Right? That sounds boring. It's very clear how this movie was just pandering to Pharrell Williams' ego. People just only want to praise him, never want to give him any flack at all, and they just be like, man, he was the next guy. He broke the system. I knew that was going to be the case, because in the trailer very early on, Pharrell just goes, ever since I was a boy, I knew I was different. And when I saw that trailer, I was like, oh, this is a fluff piece. And I was right, but to a sickening degree. And the fact that they tried to cover that with this fucking bullshit-ass filter of Lego is insane. It's just more confounding than, inspiring. Any idea to, go into, Pharrell's personal life was almost disrespectfully, jumped over. Because it's no, we have to focus on what Pharrell accomplished, or what he said he accomplished. He talked very briefly about his wife. I'm thinking maybe 3 minutes about how he met his wife, an hour in. And then, it talks about, a tragedy about, his grandmother passing away. 2 minutes of screen time. Didn't focus at all. We gotta go back to fluff. The worst thing is basically, if I went into this movie with all due respect, not caring about Pharrell Williams. I don't dislike him. He, just like many other people in, music, he's just kind of there. I don't dislike him by any means. I have no reason to dislike him. It's just, like most modern people in music, I don't care. I don't mean that as a disrespect to his talent or his accomplishments or success. I'm not saying he doesn't have that. I'm just saying I didn't care. He was just another musician to me. And this movie didn't do anything to dispel me of that. I didn't learn anything about him. He's just like the guy who did the Despicable Me songs to me. And this movie didn't give me any reason to care about him at all beyond what I already knew. I knew a lot of what this movie talked about because, again, it's very Googleable and it's very fluffy. This movie's only interested in what he accomplished. There is one segment of this movie that talks about, the biggest conflict in this movie is basically how he didn't, he made some bad music. He had a small period where he's like, man, Pharrell lost himself. He lost about what made him different. And maybe my memory is incorrect. Maybe I'm, I'm remembering wrong, just festival brain fucking with me. But, if my memory serves, he didn't speak once during this segment. Because, again, it's all interviews that they're animating, but, I don't remember him talking during this moment. So it's did everyone else talk about it? And when he was asked about it, he was just like, that didn't happen. No. Let's talk about how I made it happy. Let's talk about how me and Kendrick ended racism. Which kind of goes to show that this movie was just kind of coddling an ego, which is not a movie. You can throw a new filter at us. It just doesn't distract that this movie does nothing. The movie is nothing but fluff. It's nothing but just cradling a fucking grown man. The final 10 minutes, okay, I'm not gonna say what it is. I want you guys to figure out for yourself. The final 10 minutes of this movie is fucking, I just was like, no, this is not what we're doing right now. It's oddly the most interesting part of the movie, but it's so fucking why you're just like, no, they can't be doing this. This shouldn't be allowed. For the record, I say that very derogatory. It sucked. It's just nobody, like this, no one person was like, maybe we shouldn't do this. So yeah, Piece by Piece is a joke. It's truly a feature-length troll, does nothing to elevate anything we didn't know about Pharrell Williams, and is just self-serving, pathetic fluff with a weird creative choice that serves to do nothing but distract us from the fact. The movie sucked, and I'm giving Piece by Piece 1 Lego Pharrell out of 10. So what happens? What happens when you suck your own dick? So that's enough of that shit. I got more tips for you to do, and I don't want to talk about Lego Pharrell anymore. Like, subscribe, and share, and I'm gonna go do my own documentary now about how I built this channel from the ground up, how I overcame all the odds, and also, it's in Blade Blades.